Good morning, good night, good evening to my loyal subscribers and followers. We are bringing you Marceau, the Tier 10 coal French destroyer that you can get in the armory. A really good destroyer. Really good destroyer. Now, right off the bat, without the merit flag, 50% to credits, 105 to ship XP, 115 to commander XP, and then 150 with a clan. Armor-wise, 19mm armor, and then the 13mm superstructure. Nothing special. Survivability-wise, 25,900. A really decent health pool. Now, what sets the Marceau apart is her guns. She has a 3.5 reload time, 3.5 switch time, 6-second 180, 107 meter dispersion, 13.3 range. HE shells do 1850 max damage. AP shells 22450 for max damage. Both have a velocity of 808. AP shells have a 7% of fire and a 21 armor pin. Again, most destroyers you will face, these HE pins, these HE shells will penetrate against Elbing, any ships that have that heavier kind of armor plating on the side, like the Elbing, Kaba. You don't see many Kabas, but Kaba, Elbing, Ragnar. Those kind of destroyers use AP and you will pin their sides. She has the DPM to keep up with it, and the health pool. Torpedoes, 6-second 180. They have a pretty decent reload time, though, of 142 seconds. That's legitimately 2 minutes. So it's pretty long reload. Almost 3 minutes for your torp tube. So it is pretty long. But they're 9 kilometers. They do 15,000, and they do 60 knots with a 1.3 detectability. Not the best, but they are useful. Depth charges are on the back. 8 charges and a bomb. 8 bombs on the charge, 2 charges, 40-second reload, 5,700 max damage. Again, you've got to drive over the sub to do it, but with your speed, you should have no problem. AA, actually not that bad. She doesn't seem like a good AA boat, but she is. She gets 4 dual mount or Lycans, 2 dual mount Bofors, 3 quad mount Bofors, and then she gets her 8 5-inch guns. Now, for the continuous, it looks like it's not that much yet. It doesn't look that much on paper. But she does get some aces up her sleeve. And her shell explosion damage is 1680. So, she's actually not bad. On paper, she doesn't look that great. But in reality, she's actually pretty decent. Maneuverability, though, she hits top marks at 44 knots stock speed. That's without any kind of captain skills, consumables, anything kicking into effect. 770 turn circle, a little bit big, and then a 5-second rudder shift. Concealment 7 kilometers, actually very decent. She's stealthier than Colbert. She trades reload. She trades the reload, main battery reload module, for that extra reload and the concealment. So, she's actually a pretty stealthy destroyer. She can really do ambushing and really fight gunfights. So, for the build, main armaments 1, engine room protection, aiming systems, propulsion, concealment, and then I do main battery firing range because I want more range. Now, let's say I just said she doesn't have the best AA. Well, she gets defensive fire. One of the few DDs to get defensive fire. And coupled with her already decent AA, she can actually fend herself off pretty well. I'm not really worried about planes in this ship. With the speed boost going, plus the defensive AA, you can just... CVs really aren't a threat to you. Because they have a harder time hitting you. And then you get 3 charges of engine boost. For the build, I run Philippe Ambaton, the legendary commander. So if I get a devastating strike, I get those perks, 5% to torps, 5% to main battery, and then aircraft preparation. And then Every time I get a capture, I get +1 to my... Sorry. +1 to my fire on fire chance, and then +10 to my flood... +10 to my torpedo flooding chance. So that's significantly good. And then if you get... For every 2 million potential, you get an 8% speed boost. The ships are already fast. With the engine boost, plus the speed boost, plus the skill going off, you're looking at a very fast destroyer. Nigh impossible to hit. If you can get that skill active and have some speed boosts left over, you're going to be nigh impossible to hit. Now, this is what you'd want to run for the typical French build. Since I still have 4 points left. But, of course, preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert. I get the improved one since I take him. Concealment, fearless brawler, adrenaline rush. After that, it's really pick and choose. I mean, obviously, you'd probably want to take some superintendent. That'd still leave you 3 points. Honestly, I would probably go with main battery A specialist, but if I really wanted to mix things up, I'd go probably RPF. That's what I would do. I'd either go those kind of skills or RPF. You can't go wrong with either one. Both are very useful for DD. Now for the camo, that's her stock camo that you would get if you don't have the alternative camo to mount. That's the alternative one. Personally, I like the darker scheme one, but we'll show you what she does in the replay, because that will show you how to play her more effectively. Welcome back to the Marceau review replay, folks. Now, as we went over in the tech, specs, she's a very, strong ship in the right hands. Now, we have Montana, Schlieffen, Bourgogne, Des Moines, and a Goudenlille. And this was a very hairy match. I'll be honest, there was a time that
Action stations.
There was a time when I thought, well, we're going to lose this, and I thought about just YOLOing in and just giving up. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just keep trying. But it was hard. This was a really hard fought victory. Now I do have a mod station monitor that allows me to see the win percentages and the PR of my opponents. So you won't see that in the replay, which is probably a good thing. But I saw it when I was playing, so I could tell who was a good player, who was a bad player, who I had to really worry about. And the Schlieffen was the one thing that worried me. And you'll see he really worried me. Now we do spot the Stalin, and our team, opens up on him. We spot Montana, and we get into a position to basically cap this point because we have no idea where the Shima is. Ideally, you'd think the Shima would go to B, right? And he out-detects me by over a kilometer. Marseille has 7-point detection, 7-kilometer detection. Shima has I think 5.4, I believe, 5.5. I don't have a Shima, so I don't really know, but I believe it's 5.4 or 5. And we are radared by Stalin, but he's not in a position to hit us. He wastes the radar. We are in close to Schlieffen's secondary range. Radar goes out, and we cap B. Now, I could have easily gone to any of the other caps.
Get back!
And I'm telling the Bourgogne to get back, because remember, Bourgogne is coated in 32mm armor. And it has well, roughly 20,000 to 30,000, depending on the ship you're facing, has less health. Now, the Schlieffen and the Bourgogne have probably the same health. The only difference is Schlieffen has better armor, better secondaries, torps, and is, well, more agile. And our Bourgogne is also 20k health less. So the Schlieffen has a huge advantage. Now, I dropped torps because I think, okay, maybe Schlieffen will turn in. Maybe we'll get lucky. Now, it was just, like, mind-boggling. Now, our Bourgogne is AFK, so we're working with one AFK person. And that's not good, because we could really use that extra cruiser support on that Schlieffen. And I don't want to open up because, well, secondaries. So, my only thing I can do is stay dark and keep him spotted. He's going to turn back into the torps, though, like I predicted he would. So, 2 torps, roughly 20,000 of his health gone. And torps, well, that's a lot harder to heal back than, well, fire or flood damage. So, he's going to have to work with that health.
Enemy battleship sighted.
But the Schlieffen shoots me. And I think, okay, if our Bourgogne keeps going backwards, then the Schlieffen will walk right into him, and he can have him basically broadside. And if the Schlieffen goes for torps, he can then speed boost out of it. But our Bourgogne then decides to, well, go forward. And you can see the puff of smoke. I believe the engine boosted forward. No, he didn't engine boost. That was just normal smoke. But I don't know what our Bourgogne was doing. I really don't. And he's a secondary built Bourgogne, which makes absolutely no sense at all. And I'm like, forget the Stalin. Focus on the Schlieffen. We have time to kill the Schlieffen. Bourgogne does come into action and drops airplanes. The fact is, if those airplanes hit or not is the hard. Now, we are going to lose B. Fortunately, we do have that 100-point lead that I was able to give the team. That 100-point lead will come in to help us a lot. Again, we have absolutely no idea where the Shimakaze is.
Teammate, I need your support.
And I'm telling the Bourgogne, hey, I need your help over here on this Schlieffen and then this Montana. Schlieffen goes right through the middle. Bourgogne is basically losing as much health as possible. He's literally, and then he's gamer turning basically in front of the Schlieffen.
Engine boost deactivated.
And you see that his health is just getting chunked. Plus he's taking cross shots from across the map. He isn't making it out of it. Like, he literally at this point threw his ship away. He might have burnt down the Stalin, but the Schlieffen was the bigger threat. Had I probably aimed my torque better, I thought he was going to turn in. I probably could have had the Schlieffen. Possibly. But, hard to say. Now, the Bourgogne is basically going to get secondary and shot to death by the Schlieffen. Fire on Schlieffen, he DCPs it. Oh no, he's going to let it burn. It's only 1 fire. 2 fires, he'll DCP that. Oh wait, no, he burned his roof. Yep, he DCP'd it. Never mind. From looking out, it looks like he doesn't have, but those are burning on him. And so he's taking double fire damage. But that is 100% healable. Now he DCP's it. And Marceau has a lot of health. So I can pick a fight with the Schlieffen. 99.9% of the time, you know, it doesn't work out. And I say stupid French because, well, he was a stupid French. If he had backed up, he could still be in the fight. He could have used those islands to shield him from the Montana and help kill this Schlieffen and the Stalin. There is no reason for him to die. Absolutely no reason for him to die. And with the Bourgogne, well, I have absolutely no idea what he did. He probably turned out, got his butt citadeled by the Schlieffen and maybe Stalin, and, well, got screwed. Plus the secondaries. Our Montana does pick up their Puerto Rico, but it literally took them, well, 7 minutes to do that whole side. 7 minutes. There was only 2 ships. And we lost our Des Moines in the process. In 8 minutes, they killed 3 of our ships. We only killed, well, 1 of theirs. You could see why I was like, I honestly wanted to YOLO, because it was like, it felt like a losing battle. And that full health Schlieffen over there against, well, Montana, all that Schlieffen has to do is just slowly kite away and secondary. Our Schlieffen died, so we're down, so it's 2 ships versus 4 ships. And I've got this rain of fire from the Schlieffen coming in on. Fortunately, you know, the long range of them makes the Schlieffen less, you know, painful. If I had been closer, you know, I would have been dead. But fortunately, I'm so far away from him that the arch of the secondaries makes it so I can dodge him more. And that Schlieffen can just go dark, heal up, and basically be ready to fight me again. There, I believe it was their Schlieffen that picked up high caliber. So, I mean, kudos to him. But, you see, he was full health. I don't know what our Montana did. I think that Schlieffen went gamer turn for the Monty, and those 16-inch armor-piercing heavy AP shells just tore the Schlieffen right open. Now, we do knock out his torque, too. Our Monty did really great work. I don't know what he and the Schlieffen were doing today, but whatever they did really made up for what happened over at the B side. Now, that's a permanent fire. You're gonna let that burn. And I'm just trying to get more fires on. That's another double fire.
Problem solved, sir.
And you can see that, yes, the secondaries are scary, but at this range, it's not really, you know,
Engine
scary.
boost deactivated.
Now I start shooting the Montana. My fires are still ticking on the Schlieffen, and he will go down to those fires. Fires pick up the Schlieffen. We set 1 fire on the Montana. He DCPs. You don't DCP 1 fire. That's when our 2 million, you know, potential damage still goes up. So we have not much more speed. So trying for a Montana to shoot, well, a Marceau at, well, this kind of range, good luck. American AP shells are well, slow, and that third Schlieffen is salty. Wow, I take 5 idiots in this game. But I'm just trying to get those fires on. And I'm hoping the Montana will come back to help me. At this point, I'm trying to lead them away so the Montana can come south. But you see, I'm just unloading on all my shells. Not the best aim, but at this point, I'm just shooting the sheer volume with my fearless brawler going off. And I'm just trying to get as much damage on him, trying to take him down and keep him spotted. And he decides, okay, well, I can't do anything. They literally just had to turn away and run. Ish. I mean, I could have backtapped it easily. But they're ahead on points. Even if we do, we have to kill this Montana and then get the points back. So they still have win condition. As long if their Shima can somehow kill my battle, they have win condition. So that hasn't left my mind yet. We still have to keep fighting. Again, I am just not getting any shots on him. This guy is maneuvering and driving in a straight lane. I'm just not getting the shots on him. Even when I do get a fire, he DCPs 1 fire.
Engine boost activated.
We get 1 fire, he DCPs it immediately. I don't know many World of Warship players that DCP 1 fire. So, what's it gonna tell you guys? I'm not gonna say anything, but I'll leave that to let you guys make the conclusions. I dropped torps thinking, okay, he might turn back in. I was right on the Schlieffen. And I have the health. If I truly want to go for a torp rush, I could. I'm thinking that at this point, it's one of the only ways we're going to win this. Because that Montana's standing in my way of C. Or B. Doesn't really matter which point. I just got to get one of them. Montana comes back in. I drop a little bit. Well, on the line and before the line. Because I anticipate him turning in. And I turn away. His guns aren't even looking at me. He DCP's one fire again. So you must be a legendary Montana to have a DCP that goes off that fast. And the Schlieffen saying what a stupid DD, and he's stat shaming it, which is totally uncalled for. He would have taken 2 torps had they not run out. But he isn't evading that second turn. He turns right back into all those torps. And he takes 4 of them. And that puts him down. Right? Even if I hadn't killed him, the flood and the fire would have killed him.
All stations.
And I'm thinking, Monty,
that area.
you gotta cap that point. I can capture this point. At this point, we're so close on points, we just need 1 cap to win. And I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but I sunk, well, basically 2 full health battleships in a DD. And not even a good torp DD, a gunboat DD. A battle that should have been lost somehow got pulled back around. I don't know what that Montana did at A, but he was top of the scoreboard, and I gave that guy a compliment. He did a phenomenal job. Now, I don't know what the hell their shimmy was doing, though. Like the guys saying in chat, we haven't seen that shimmy for 15 minutes. I don't know any DD players that, I mean, if he's unseen and torping, then he's doing something right, but he hasn't killed anything. He hasn't contested any caps. Now he's saying it should be a robot and report it. Again, where the hell is this DD? All I know is I have a mod from Mod Station that tells me that Montana's detected. I know he's detected, so I know he's somewhere out there. There are the torps coming in.
Engine boost deactivated.
And Montana's basically, well, a 2 Shima torp kill. But once I get this cap, you know, the Shima, he may have more health than me, but I could just run away. If the cap B and then run away, and then we'd still win. And with my speed, I'd outrun the Shima, even with the speed boost from him. I could outrun him. But we've stopped their points. Now we'll get the point lead. I really don't know what they were doing. I really don't. I was fumbling in my head thinking,
Torpedoes, direct front.
Where was he? Where was the Shima? And I'm saying, good comeback, Monty. Just run, because we have complete win condition at this point. We've passed their points. We're going to get B point, and we're going to just outpoint
Torpedoes,
them.
direct front.
Again, Monty's not detected no more. So Shima is out there above B. Somewhere out there. But that's all we know. $150K, 2 kills, almost 2.5 million tank, 2 caps, almost 360 hits, 8 fires, 2 floods, and only 6 torp hits. The majority of my damage was in fires and just my guns. So I had to work for this victory. Me and the Monty both did. Again, he's spotted, he's detected, so that tells us he's out there, you know, somewhere. He could be at A for all we know. Or he could just be all the way up north. I honestly wanted to ask, where is the Shima? But that Schlieffen was mad. I mean, wouldn't you guys be mad? I mean, he killed 4 of our guys.
Torpedoes to port.
There's the torps. Now, this was a really, you know, hard-earned victory. Again, great match. Thank you for watching, my loyal subscribers. Like and subscribe, and comment below if you know where the Shima could have been. Take care, captains. That was intense. He did really well. He deserved those. What was our shimmy doing anyway? He was just really dumb. I still can't believe I did that much to a Schlieffen. I literally killed that Schlieffen practically all on my own. Their best player. I killed that guy basically all on my own. Yeah, at that range, even the secondaries couldn't do anything. It was still annoying, but I still managed to kill him.